Hello, this is a video on how to play Good Measure. Now, Good Measure is a type of solitaire game, and in terms of how to play, so first thing you'll need is a standard 52 card deck. Two aces are then removed from the deck and placed into two foundation piles. The remaining 50 cards are dealt into 10 piles of 5 cards. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 piles of 5 cards. The bottom card in these piles is turned face down, as you can see, and every other card in these piles is turned face up. Any kings dealt face up in a pile are automatically moved to the bottom of that pile. As you can see, these two kings were dealt face up, and so they were both placed on the bottom of this respective pile. This makes it more difficult for a player to get stuck because they won't have a king blocking all the cards at the top of the pile. If you had a king at the top, it would be blocking all the cards below it. And so the player is only allowed to move the top card in each pile, as you can see. The player can move the card from one pile to another or directly to the foundation. The player may move a card to a different pile if the card can build the pile down. Do note that in this case, suit does not matter. This is an 8 of diamonds, this is a 9 of hearts, and so do note that suit does not matter. It simply has to be one rank lower. And so let's sum it up so far. 10 piles of 5 cards each. 2 aces are placed in the foundation piles. The bottom card of each pile is face down. Any face-up kings are dealt to the bottom of the pile. Cards can be moved between piles if they are one rank lower, regardless of the card's actual suit. Now, the player may move a card to the foundation if it builds the foundation up from ace to king, in this case by suit, right? Because that's how all standard building in solitaire works. When all the cards in a pile have been removed, that pile is no longer used. The player wins when all the cards in the deck have been moved to the foundations. So I think we have summed it up quite well. Now I will simply continue playing just to sort of show you how it goes. That was my plan there. Now, what we will do, we will get rid of this 8. This allows me to get that 2 up there. Now, I can take the 6, place it on that 7. That allows me to get the ace of diamonds there. Now, I have to try to rescue this last ace here. I will do so unsuccessfully, almost. But as you can see, that's essentially how you play. It's quite hard in that these are really the only moves you can make. You have no stock deck to help you, and so you must play really smart. There is a factor of luck involved in that not every game is winnable. So I will redo this entire setup there. Now I have discovered what card this is. This is a 7 of spades. So we will go with a 7. Do note that you cannot do anything with an empty pile, right? And so, in my opinion, it's best to try to keep a pile not empty, simply because it's harder that way, in my opinion. As you can see, this game already is quite hard. So essentially, you can move cards around, provided that they're one rank lower, regardless of the rank of the card. Do note that the actual card. Do note that the actual card's suit does not matter. It only has to be one rank lower when moving between piles. The objective is to build up all 4 foundation piles from ace to king. You start off with 2 aces pre-placed. The bottom card in each pile is face down. If any kings are face up, they are moved to the bottom of the face up cards in the pile. That essentially sums up how to play Good Measure. It's a hard game. Do note that you do not have a stockpile if you run out of moves. So as you can see here, we are essentially in a bad spot. And so we don't really have anything that could help us here. So we're essentially screwed. We will try one more game for Good Measure. And as you can see, we were able to get a lot of progress there. Placing that 5, then that 6 of clovers goes. I hope this is not too fast here. Do note that now we will try obtaining that six, 5, 4, 3. Now we need that ace right there. Oops. That ace right there. Right, now we have obtained that ace. Now we must obtain the 2 of hearts by moving this 10 there and that 9. That gives us a 2, and notice how many moves we are able to make here. Sometimes it just depends upon the luck of your hand. Now I'm looking for the 10 of clubs. 10 of clubs is right there. I'm going to go ahead and move this 9 of clubs there. That also allows me to move the jack of clubs. Now I'm looking for the queen of clovers, and the queen of clovers is buried. There's no 4 of spades. It's buried right there. So what I can do is I can free up the 4 of spades there. Now, where's the 5 of spades? It's one of these. It's right there. Can I really do anything here for the 5 of spades? Well, no. Let's see if I could have made another move. Can move that jack there. And then, so you are allowed to undo your moves, and so I recognize that there was a more plausible move here. And I moved that 10, moving the 4, the 5, and the 6 of spades. Now, do I have the 7 of spades? No. That means it is one of the face-down cards. Do I have the queen of clubs? Yeah. The queen of clubs is right there. What I will do is I will attempt to grab the queen of clubs. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I had it, and just disregard these games here, but I had it such that it was automatically making moves, and so that's why it sort of did that, but that was a big sequence. Essentially, if you plan out your moves, you can sort of see how it will play out. And so here we have turned off that option just so it's a bit easier here. I mean, a bit harder, I guess, because I do have to make the moves myself. So I did turn off that option where it automatically makes any legal moves for me. But as you can see, most games are winnable provided you play a bit strategically. Now, what I will do here is I will move that 2 of spades. But then I am left with a 6. That is quite hard to move. That 3 of clubs is within reach, provided I can find a king. But once again, we would get in a sort of a stalemate here. But as you can see, some games are winnable. And so that wraps up how to play Good Measure. I think I summed up the rules enough now. And so I will refrain from summing them up one more time. Do go back in the video if you need a refresh of the rules. But it's quite simple rule-wise, but gameplay-wise, it's quite hard. You need to have an eye for being able to plan ahead. In this game, you have to plan ahead. You cannot make a move without thinking about the next 5 moves after it. So that wraps up how to play Good Measure. Remember, I was playing on a machine, so it was automatically completing it for me. If you are playing in real life, you do not have that leisure, and so you must identify the moves yourself, which you could make. So that wraps up how to play Good Measure, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.